Hey, I'm Matt Golson, and this is another insane budget photography printer edition. I wanted to show you my Canon Pro-100. It's wide format, it's 13 by 19, and I got this printer at an amazing deal, like unbelievable. I believe I bought it in 2014, and Canon were basically just giving this printer away because it was like $500, 500 and something dollars, but they had a $250 rebate on it. And you also got a bunch of free media. You got a bunch of free paper with it. So it was almost like a no-brainer. I think I had some other kind of discount even. I ended up getting this printer for like $200, I think, with an extra, like the paper and ink that came with it were basically worth what the printer was worth. I mean, it was incredible. I liked it so much and it was so good that I ended up getting one for work. Here's my work one. This one in my classroom has seen a lot more use than my one at home. I don't print all that much. It's like important to me to have a printer, but at the same time, like I don't even use it that often. But the one at school gets used a lot for various projects and reasons, and it's probably ran through twice as many prints as the one at home, and it's still doing great. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this printer, and it's still available. It's still out there. So there's several things you want from inkjet printer. I mean, you want it to have excellent photo quality, of course, that's the point. You want it to be like the prints to be long lasting. You don't want them to fade really quickly. And you want the process to be like, fast and simple. You don't want to fiddle with it. So this printer does really, really good on some of those things and not so good on others. Let's take a look at some prints from it. This print is from 2016, I believe, which means it is now 7 years old. And for 7 years, it's been hanging in my classroom above the sinks. This is with the original ink. Now, this printer is not a pigment printer. It's a dye, but the original actual Canon ink is really good. It lasts a really long time. Now, this is definitely faded, but it hasn't faded that much. And by the way, this isn't one of my photos. This was a student I had who was getting into photography. I don't know how he's doing, but I hope he did well. He was a really talented photographer. But let's look at another one. This print is maybe only 2 years old. I think 2020, 2021 maybe even is when I printed this out. And of course, it didn't look like this. You can really see like just how much fading. This is not with the original Canon inks. This is with Precision Colors. And Precision Colors is it's like a guy basically who sells refill kits and chip resetters for printers. This particular Canon printer, the ink, if I was to rebuy all the 8 cartridges that I need, brand new from Canon to print, refill the ink, it would blow through our budget. Our art budget would take way too much money because I would probably run through maybe $600, $700, $800 worth of ink per year to do these prints. So it's just not really affordable. Let's take a look at another one. This print is quite a bit older. I believe this is from 2018. So this print is 5+ years old. Still looks pretty good. It's faded a little bit. This is with the Precision Colors. This is not with the original ink. This print is on matte paper. So I've discovered that the Precision Colors have a very, very short lifespan on any kind of glossy media, glossy paper, unless, of course, it's under glass. If it's kept under glass, the results are quite a bit different. So this particular print has been hanging above my sink and has showed very, very little fade. Let's take another look at one. This print is really close to the sink. As you can see, it's got splotches of water all over it. And I really, really love this photo. This was another student photo that I couldn't believe this didn't win anything in Scholastics that year because this was such an awesome photo. But whatever, I guess they weren't into liminal spaces that year. But I love this photo, and it still looks really good even though it's splotched with water. The colors hasn't really faded much. And this print is also from that same year. So this is from a 2018, I believe. So to try to deal with this fading issue, I got into spraying the prints, and that just hasn't worked. I mean, it seems like it should, and I've read, you can seal them, and I've tried a few different sprays, and like this is one of the first ones I tried spraying, and as you can see, I left it on the wall just kind of as a test here, and it didn't fade in a handful of places, and I don't know if that's just where the spray pooled up And I don't know if what's going on here, if this spray. So this was like a Krylon UV sealer that was recommended for sealing prints, but it didn't work with these precision colors. So the precision colors are cheap. I mean, like I can refill ink cartridges maybe for about $20 a year over and over and over again, because it's like only $30, $40 for a complete set of ink. So, but I mean, like, obviously this isn't right. Print quality is really, really fantastic on these prints, even with the precision colors. I can't tell a difference from the original ink when the prints are new, but they fade really fast and it just makes them unusable. So in an experiment, I tried sealing them. The one on the right was sealed with the Krylon UV sealer that's supposed to work on photo prints. The one on the left is sealed with like just a gloss spray, a Krylon gloss spray paint. And you can see the difference is pretty amazing. I mean, both of them have faded from the original quite a bit, but the one on the right has faded a lot. Both of these are hung up directly by a window. I don't know how much difference that'd really make. They're UV shielded, but still they're directly by a window. So those are ink printers. This was a pigment printer. This was printed on an Epson 2000P. It's a 20-year-old print. I believe I printed this in like 2002 or 2003. That printer was amazing, but the ink clogged on it pretty fast. You had to use it all the time or it died. And that printer, I didn't get all that much use out of it. But the prints that I made on it, whether they're on matte paper or glossy paper, they still look like brand new. I mean, they look amazing. They haven't faded. And these prints were both hanging in a dusty, dirty, old, like sunlit hallway, just hanging, not covered in any way. And, they still look really, really good. Haven't really faded much at all. And the good news is the prints really don't fade at all if they're kept under glass. This print is probably 6 or 7 years old. This one of the early ones that I did when I had the Pro-100. And here's a whole bunch of them that have been hanging on the wall for several years in my other house too. And these prints to me look like they haven't faded. So under glass, you just don't really have any fading. Recently, I've given up on the precision colors and just started buying pre-filled cartridges on Amazon, like generic cartridges. I'm still not going to buy the Canon colors, even though I know they're so much better as far as longevity. But these refilled colors, the ink definitely is lasting better than the precision colors, which I thought was like the best ink you could buy, aftermarket ink you could buy for this printer. But these just generic Amazon cartridges are easy to use, so much easier than refilling. They last quite a bit longer than the refilled ones because you never can refill quite enough ink in there. At least I'm not patient enough to. And I believe the colors aren't fading as fast, so colors still look great with the aftermarket ones. So kind of in conclusion, I just want to say this printer, if you could get one used, I really, really love this printer. One of the greatest things about it is you can take the print head completely out of the printer and clean it. It's very, very simple, and I've had one that was crazy clogged after not printing it with it and leaving it completely open, like leaving the doors all completely open for like the entire summer. And I came back and it was so clogged up it wouldn't print anymore. And I easily just took it apart and just ran water through the print head until it came out clear, and it printed fine again. So really robust, really good printer, really tough. And really great quality. You get 3 shades of black ink. You get a different grays. It might be really awesome for black and white printers. I've always been like kind of blown away by the black and white quality out of this thing. So highly recommend it. See ya.